Was Joker Folie Deux necessary? Nah. Did I love it? Joker Folie Deux stars Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, and is directed by Todd Phillips. What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2024 review. Joker Folie Deux is out. I'm just going to call it Joker 2 from now on, just like every other person says. I went into this movie not knowing what to expect, not knowing what my personal opinion on the movie would be, just because, obviously, elephant in the room, the critics pretty much are split down the middle on this movie. But even aside from that, I don't think I saw one review stating that they loved the movie. If I had to wager, I thought I'd probably go into this movie and not like it at all. But I do think a big part of the reason was that it was a musical. Now, let me tell you right now about musicals and me, all right? West Side Story, the Steven Spielberg remake, I loved. Anna and the Apocalypse, I love. Sweeney Todd, absolutely adore. The Mean Girls remake, I'm not gonna lie, had a great time with it, loved it. So I'm finding something out about myself. I don't mind musicals, all right? I think they actually kind of add some spice to a movie. So yeah, going into this, that wasn't a big concern of mine. Also, another thing I need to tell you, when Batman v Superman came out in theaters and it received, I believe, a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, critics obliterated that movie. They hated the movie. I walked out of that movie elated, thinking it was one of the best superhero movies I'd seen in a long time. And when the Ultimate Cut came out, even better. Far better, actually. I still have that feeling about Batman v Superman. So I had a couple of things that were working in my favor going into this movie, but I was still very skeptical, having been a massive fan of the first Joker movie. I thought that movie was just brilliant. And is this movie as good as that movie? No, I don't think it is. Is this the same type story and vibe that movie is? Absolutely not. And you know what? That's kind of one thing I love about this movie. And you know, as I was watching this movie, I had a realization that Todd Phillips was going to make the movie that he wanted to make. He didn't care what the current pattern was in Hollywood in terms of comic book films. He wanted to make something unique and fresh, art, if you will. This was art. It definitely was art. And I could tell that he did not care what the audience thought about this movie. At least I don't think he did. And I could not help but compare this to like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and how Rob Zombie wanted that movie to be his own and to be completely different than the first movie, which I did not like at all. You didn't think I would be able to pull a Halloween reference out of this, but here I am. And I actually thought of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 quite a bit during this movie. And I kept thinking to myself, oh, they're going to hate that. And oh, they're going to hate that. And I love it even more. I'm just that way. It's not a cop-out. I'm not being a dick. That's just how my mind works with movies. I kind of work, I guess, like the Joker. If the Joker saw this movie, I think he would love the audience's reaction to it. It's kind of the anti-Joker movie. But I also think it's kind of the perfect companion. It's really Joker 1.5, but I don't care about that. A good movie's a good movie. But like I said, I think it's the perfect companion to the first movie because it kind of brings everything full circle. Guys, there was this dude sitting right next to me. Didn't know the guy. And he was watching the movie. And he was you. He was pretty much the ones that hate this movie. He was you. And I could read it. I could feel it. I could sense it. As the movie was going along, every time a musical number started, he would literally do this. And he would lean forward. He would put his head in his hands and he would lean forward and he would like sigh like, ugh. And that just made me smile even more every time he did that. And he did it every single time a musical number started. Not even wanting to really give the musical number a chance. I guess a word on the musical numbers in this movie. Yeah, I don't think they're the best musical numbers. But I didn't hate them. And I think they were there for a purpose. They were really kind of showing what the mindset of Arthur Fleck was at any given scene, what the mindset of Harley Quinn was. But there's also a clear vision in this film as well. I haven't even like jumped into a plot synopsis. You just know that the Joker and Harley Quinn are in this movie. But I think what you guys need to realize is this is not your normal Joker story. Even the first movie, when you reflect back on it after watching this movie, I think you'll realize this is Arthur Fleck's story. And really, I think the point of this particular movie is Arthur Fleck constantly at odds with himself and fighting the Joker within himself. And he meets Harley Quinn and he falls for her, head over heels. She's the one that pulls out the Joker side of him. And she's infatuated with him just like he's infatuated with her. This movie's more about, expectations of these characters, where they want to end up, right? And I'm not going to spoil anything, but I can tell you right now, every time you thought the movie was going to go this way, it goes this way. And this movie does not give you what you want. It didn't give me what I wanted as I was watching it, which is fine. Because I was saying to myself, ooh, it'd be so cool if they do this right here, guns blazing, whatnot. And they don't. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. And I love that when movies don't give me what I want. I think directors and filmmakers and writers are so pressured by the audience to give them what they want. We need to give the audience what they want. They do focus groups for this shit. And if we don't give them what they want, then we're going to fail. They're not going to give us our money, right? We need to make our money. And it's not about the money. It's about sending a message. Reaching back to Heath Ledger's Joker, I had to. But I tell you, I could see exactly what they were doing. And I can't believe Warner Brothers gave Todd Phillips carte blanche to do what he wanted. Well, I can because of the money that he made. He made a freaking mountain. And if you've seen the movie, then you'll know that that's kind of a wink of money with this movie, with the first movie. I think they trusted him. And should they have trusted him? I don't know. And the only reason I say that is not because this movie isn't great in my mind. It's because this movie isn't what the audience expected. I see so many freaking reviewers lambasting this movie and hating it. And they're probably right. That's how they felt. They went into the movie. They wanted it to be what they wanted. And it did not give them what they wanted. The pacing is not what they wanted. The action is not what they wanted. And I just loved that about this movie. And I was never bored. And I was constantly pleasantly surprised with the movie. And I think it wraps up full circle perfectly with the first movie. What I will say, though, guys, is I think in years to come, people are going to look back at this movie and I think they're going to appreciate it more. But right out the gate, I can understand why it's getting so much negative buzz. Because it's not what the first movie is. But it is a beautiful, gorgeous film. I think the performances by Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix are magnificent, especially Joaquin Phoenix. The guy looks like he's in pain. He's lost so much weight for this movie. But he never fails to surprise you. He's able to pull out a performance out of left field that you would never expect. Now, I'll be fair, though, as far as any cons, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, as a musical, I think the songs could have been a little stronger, a little better. But really, I think that's my only gripe about the movie. I think every other aspect of it, including story and how the story is told, I thought was exceptional and unique and refreshing. And I honestly enjoyed the hell out of it. And I know that I'm going to get so much shit in the comments for this review. And I think people are going to be mad that there are those that love this movie. And I hope not. I hope everybody's civil and, but in this day and age, it's hard to come by the comment stating, so glad you loved it. I hated it. But let's have a discussion. And that does happen. But I think more times than not, you get the other side of that. You get, I hated the movie and now I hate you or don't like you because you loved the movie. You know, and I can't accept that you loved the movie. That's another thing you get. So this is going to be an interesting one. I did not expect to love this as much as I did, but I was very curious, very curious. I'm going to give it a high purchase worthy right now. I'll definitely be buying this immediately when it comes out, especially when you compare this to the freaking hundreds of comic book films that have come out in the past, 30, 40 years. This will stand apart, I think. So yeah, that's my review for Joker Folie Deux. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day. And every day on Fridays, we do Free for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on my social. Support me on Patreon. Buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Drumdum out.